there, I'm Jamie Trull. I'm a CPA, financial literacy coach, and profit strategist. And today this video is specifically for self-employed people. So that means if you're a 1099 contractor, you're a sole proprietor, maybe you have an LLC, but you are someone who does not have employees and you are wanting to get the PPP loan based on line 7 gross income. If you don't know what I'm talking about with that, there was a recent change that was made to these Paycheck Protection Program loans. And that is something that's really, really helpful for self-employed people who file a Schedule C. So you'll find your Schedule C in your tax return. For the sake of PPP, you can use either 2019 or 2020. If you don't have 2020 filed yet, you can typically use a draft of your 2020 Schedule C if you want to use your 2020 numbers, but you're going to use whichever one is higher, and you're going to look at line 7. That's your gross income. So especially if your line 7 is under 150,000. If it is over 150,000, just as an FYI, you might be at greater risk if you apply for a PPP loan using line 7. That is because the SBA came out and said in their newest guidance that anybody that uses line 7 to apply for their PPP loans and has over $150,000 as their gross income may not be able to automatically assert that they need the loan. Doesn't mean that you can't assert it. It just means you could get audited for whether or not you actually needed that PPP loan. So whether you're getting a first PPP loan, maybe you've not gotten a PPP loan at all yet, and therefore you do not have to prove that you had any decline in gross receipts at all. You can apply using 2019 or 2020, and you can apply using line 7, okay? And I'm going to show you the bank that I recommend to do that with and the steps to get that done. All right, now, if you've already gotten a PPP loan and you're looking to get a second, you do need to be able to support a 25% drop in gross receipts year over year when looking at least one quarter of 2020 versus 2019. So maybe Q2 2020 versus Q2 2019. If you want to know more about how to know if you qualify for one, I have plenty of other videos specifically on PPP and specifically for self-employed people. But let's assume you know you qualify. Then let's go ahead and show you how to get this through Bank Novo. Bank Novo is a bank that is tied to Middlesex Bank. So if you see Middlesex, Bank Novo, it's the same thing. And ultimately, you're going to need to have a business bank account in order to get your PPP through them. But the good news is it takes like 5 minutes to apply for a business bank account, and you should be able to get it in just a couple of days. And you can apply for your PPP even before your bank account is open. So it doesn't take any extra time at all versus going through anybody else. And actually, most of the people that I have sent through Bank Novo have had a really, really good and easy experience with it. And I'm going to give you some of the tricks of the trade to make sure that you have a good and easy experience. So we're going to go through a couple of steps. Basically, there are 2 steps in order to apply through Bank Novo. So the very first step that you are going to take to apply for your PPP loan through Bank Novo is to set up an account. And it's great because even if you already have a business bank account, this can be something that you use to make sure that your PPP loan is separated. That can be really helpful for tracking where it goes. And if you don't have a business banking account, this is the bank that I recommend anyway. It's completely free, easy online banking. The app and the interface are great. They have some great functionality around creating reserve accounts as well so that you can put money aside for things like taxes. I love Bank Novo, specifically for self-employed people. I think it is fantastic, and it's what I recommend, and it's also what I use. So you're going to go ahead and set up an account. It takes 5 minutes, you guys, 5 minutes. And we're going to go to the Get Started first when we're on the Novo homepage. You're going to go to jamietrull.com/Novo to get here and to get started. Now, in this video, I'm not walking through all the steps to apply, but it should literally take you no more than 5 minutes in order to apply. You can apply with just a social security number if that's what you use for your business, or an EIN, either one, but just make sure you go through the steps to get this account open. I promise you it will not take long at all. And as soon as you're done with that, we're going to go to step 2. You don't have to wait for your account to officially be opened. Now, I will caveat the fact that once you go through this process, Make sure to be checking your emails to see if there's anything further that they need from you. It should only be a couple of days before you have your account open. If it takes longer than that, reach out via their web chat. They have a really, really great web chat where you can ask questions and get the status of your application, but make sure to do that. So once that account is open, you do want to go ahead and fund it with $50. So you just need to put a minimum of $50 into that account, and that activates your account. Once you've done that, you should be able to get your PPP money. So now that you've applied, you don't have to do anything else. Now that you've applied, we're going to go on to step 2, which is applying for your PPP loan. You can do it immediately after submitting your application at jamietrell.com/Novo. Now, importantly, this second step, you're going to go to jamietrell.com/Novo PPP. Okay, that's where you're going to be able to get to this landing page to start your application for your PPP loan. It's a little bit tough to find, so make sure to use jamietrell.com/Novo PPP to get here. So now once you have applied for your Novo account, you can go ahead and start the PPP application even before it is officially opened. You're going to go to apply in minutes. We're going to put in an email address. We're going to put in a phone number. We are going to put in the name of your business. If you are just a sole proprietor, it would just be your name. If you're an LLC, this would be the name of your LLC. So now it's going to ask you if you have a Novo account already. So you would have just put in that application previously, but if it has not yet been fully opened, you're going to say no on this one, but you can still proceed. And then once it is open, you will be able to get your funds. Were you in business before February 15th, 2020? In this case, you want to say yes. You will not actually qualify if you were not in business before February 15th, 2020, and you will have to provide proof at a later step. What type of business do you have? You are going to select whatever you are, but in most cases, if you're watching this, you're probably either a sole proprietor or an LLC. We'll say sole proprietor. Congress has added language to better support freelancers. Yay! This is what we're talking about with the increase that you can get based on line 7, your gross income. So now you're going to upload your 2019 or 2020 1040 Schedule C. The way you know which one you want to upload is you're going to want to put the one that has a bigger number in this line 7, because this is the line that you're going to be using to get your PPP loan. They're going to take this number, they're going to divide it by 12 and multiply it by 2.5 in order to figure out your amount of PPP loan if you don't have any employees. So pick the one that is bigger. If you haven't filed 2020 yet, you should be able to use a draft, but it may be easier just to go with 2019 if it's already been completed. So you're going to upload that here. So now you're going to put in the number that is on line 7 of your Schedule C that you just uploaded. We'll just put in a random number here. So now it's going to ask you if you have any employees in the year that you just uploaded a Schedule C for. So if you do have W-2 employees, this does not include 1099 contractors, you'll say yes. If you do not, you'll say no. So now you're going to upload one more thing, and this is just something to prove that you were in operation by February 15th of 2020. This is not going to be used in the calculation at all, but it is something to just verify the fact that you were in business. So you can choose either a February 2020 bank statement. This would typically be a business bank account, or a personal bank statement where you're actually highlighting the related business income or expenses. That's probably not the best route to go, but if you have a bank statement, that would be great. Or an invoice you sent or paid on or around February 15th. So you can go look back and see what invoices you might have to support that. Or some type of earnings report or export from a payment, e-commerce, or platform you conducted business on. So whatever you're using to conduct business, or if you have a PayPal business account, something like that can also support this. So you can pick one thing. Oftentimes your business bank account bank statement is going to be the easiest, but there are some other options if that's something you don't have. And then that is it. You should get to the thank you screen, which just says they're going to do a preliminary review first, and then they're going to send it to the SBA for approval. So that is typical. You'll usually have the bank review the application. They may come back if there's something else that they need or if they have a question. So make sure to be checking your email. and then they'll send that on to the SBA for approval. If you have questions about your application, if you have a Novo account or once your Novo account gets opened, you should be able to use the chat function to get somebody from support to give you an update. So don't wait too terribly long. You can always be checking on this with the support team at Novo through the app. So I hope that PPP walkthrough was super helpful for you. It only takes a few minutes. Remember to start by putting in that application to get your Bank Novo account, because if you don't have one, then you're not going to be able to get your PPP loan through, but it is totally free business banking. It is what I use and love and recommend. So go to jamietroll.com/Novo first, and then follow the links to do the PPP application. Thanks so much for joining. I hope this was super helpful, and please make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.